Well, we're back, and like I said, we're going to talk about container gardening today. And when you talk about container gardening, there's container gardening for flowers and container gardening for vegetables. I heard a deal that said anything that will hold soil is a potential container gardening pot, and that same deal had a boot that there was a flower growing out of, and that will work for flowers. But whenever you go to talking about vegetables, you want something that is at least 5-gallon bucket size. So this deal here is not going to get it. It may grow a little something, but for the most part you need at least a 5-gallon bucket size. This is kind of an old deal, and everything would work for something just to sit around. It already has the holes in it, but 5 gallons so that it won't be blowing over, and so that you can get enough water in it and have enough water holding capacity that you can grow some type of vegetable crop. Well, we want to look at some of the things here, and there's a number of things. There's tubs that ranchers get feed in, and the cattle lick. This is one of those old tubs. There's a lot of them around. You can buy them locally for about $4 a piece, so that's within a lot of people's price range. You need to cut your own holes if you're going to do this, because a container garden, you got to have a way for the water to get moved through and away from, so you don't get your roots waterlogged. But this would make a good one. Has plenty of size to it and stuff. Anything will make one. This is an old vacuum cleaner deal that I planted some tomato plants in a couple of years ago and just never have thrown it away. If you really are one of those conservative type people that likes to save everything and reuse it, why you could paint this green and use it, I guess, about as long as ever. Already had the wheels on it and stuff. This is something that all the stuff on the show that we talk about, we're not recommending it, we're just telling about it. But this is a deal that you can buy called the Earth Box. And this is pretty interesting in that they recommend that you plant 2 tomato plants in here. Comes like this with the wheels and stuff. But it's got a mesh in here that you put in, and also a drain hole, so that they expect standing water to be about that thick in it, but the moisture can move on through the soil profile and get down to that lower level of this. It's called the Earth Box. I don't know that it really did any better than anything else, but at the same time it is something different. And the big thing about it is it does show you that no matter what, you've got to get the water through the profile and not have those roots in standing water. So that's the number one thing you need to keep in mind whenever you're doing container gardening. Of course, if you're growing something just in the ground, Mother Nature's going to take care of that for you. But container gardening, having enough moisture but not too much moisture is that much more critical than it is just regularly. If you're really into container gardening and you want to do something a little bit more extreme, why this is a trailer that has tanks on it from water well pressure tanks welded onto a trailer, holes cut in the bottom of each one of them so that the water can escape. This is something to sit around with flowers in it. It might be, could put a garden vegetable or something in it, but they're a little bit close together for that. But this is kind of taking it to extreme. It's on a 1934 Ford V8 axle, and as long as the water can get away from them in the bottom, why you're okay there. When we get back, we're going to take a commercial break, and when we get back, we're going to talk a little bit more about what you actually do put in some of these containers and what to do and not to do, and some of the different fertilizers that you can use.